Barry Eugene Wilmore, Captain, Navy. You don't know what the bad guys are going to do if you get shot down and they catch you. We have no idea. So you think the worst. Think the worst that could happen. That goes through your mind. So there's stress. I don't want to do this. You're planning the mission. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Oh, I don't want to do this. Because you don't want to die. You don't want to get caught. I mean, those thoughts, I mean, it's just nature, right? It goes through your mind. You launch off the ship, hit that Air Force tanker, there's still that kind of a thing in your gut. It's, oh me, here we go. But for me, everybody's different. 20, 40 miles south of the border, gone. Mission time. Go in, do your mission, bombs on target on time, whatever it is. As soon as you go, we call it feet dry, or feet wet, whichever way, feet dry, feet wet, because we're coming out of country, though we're not over the water, we're just in Saudi Arabia, but you're out of country. Exhilaration. I survived. Bombs were on target. We did our mission. We did it well. All that effort and training we've done for years, and planning we've done for, staying up late and no sleep, and we did our mission. Exhilaration. And then you hit the Air Force tanker, and you do a 400-mile low-level back to ship. Just, gosh, it's living. I mean, it's just living. And so that's the cycle. At least it was for me. And then you get back to the ship. You go to hit the rack, and you're cycling. You're like every other day or every 4 days you're going to go again. And then you start planning, and same thing. It comes back. I don't want to do this. I don't want to get shot. That normal stress that would be there. At least it was for me. And you go through that cycle, up and down, for 21 missions, up and down, as you plan the next one and go. Now, some guys in the Persian Gulf, I think some of those guys got twice as many missions because they're doing cyclic ops. They're right next to Kuwait. But we, from our 20, 25 or so was the norm. Fuel storage facilities, you name it. The standard, the gamut of everything. Again, a couple of missions were kill boxes where you just go in and find something. Tanks in the open, shooting walleye at tanks, which we thought would be an effective weapon, but it's hard to hit a moving tank. We had a minimum altitude, it seems like it was 10,000 feet, that we didn't do any low altitude stuff. With night one, there's a couple A6s that went down that were low altitude. There were several Marines, and one of them was my friend that got shot down because they're going down to 3,000 feet. Men out, and surface-to-air missile can be pretty effective down low like that. So it seems like our minimum altitude was 10, but still, they got missiles that go above that. My last mission, the very last mission I flew, we knew the war was winding down. It was about over, but we went back to one of the airfields. Was it H2, I think, that I hit on my first mission. But we're doing cluster weapons, and they got resupplied that day, I guess, because it was like night one. I mean, Roland missiles, which are good to about 10,000 feet, and AAA, so thick you could walk on it. I mean, it looked like you could. So, not expected, but still it was there. And knowing what I know now, I was finally made lieutenant, so I wasn't a JG at this point. But I shouldn't have rolled in. I should have just brought my bombs home or pickled them off level, but I'm thinking, you're thinking government time. I'm on government time, so I rolled down, stuck my nose in it, and that's the one where the tracers are, I don't know how close they are. It's peripheral vision because I'm focused on my target, my sight, but you can see the lights whizzing by. Should have never done it. Stupid. Knew the war was ending. What if I got shot down, killed then? Been foolish. But anyway, I did it. So, something. We had 6 A7s from my squadron. We had 6 from the other squadron. The first 3 rolled in. I'm sorry, one guy went over first, dropped a flare to light up the ground. It was a 96% moon that night, so we really didn't need the flare because you could see the ground anyway. But he dropped the flare. As soon as the flare lit off, boom, that's when they start firing. And the first 3 they were pulling off when they started firing. I was in the second 3. Actually, it was supposed to be 3. One of them went down, didn't make it. It was just me and another guy. And when they started exploding, this other guy, it doesn't matter who it was, I'm on his wing, very dim lights, though I didn't really need lights because it was a 96% moon, and gunned it, and I'm like, give me some. I'm saying his call sign over there. Hey, you got to give me some. I'm gonna lose. I lost sight. I don't know if he panicked or what, but you can't go to mill power and expect somebody to fly for him because they can't go past mill. So he left me. Okay. He did not roll in. And you know, at the time, I think I thought bad of him because he didn't roll in. But he was right. I was wrong. I was the one that was wrong. I shouldn't have rolled in. But I've lost him. I'm like, okay, there you go. I'll roll in. Here we go. Right into the face of all this stuff. And then the next three that were coming from the other squadron, next six, I'm sorry, that were coming from the other squadron, they'd spin it all by the time they got there. So they just boom, 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 boom. It's funny how things happen. But I was only on a concurrent fit rep. I wasn't assigned. I was assigned to the squadron, but I wasn't transferred to them. So when the conflict was over, 8 months later, from the time I left, start heading back, I got flown back. I didn't ride the ship back to the U.S. I got flown back because I went straight to the F-18 RAG to transition to the Hornet because I was going back to my original squadron that I had gotten sent away from, who had transitioned to the F-18 while I was gone. So I went right into the F-18 RAG. I put in an application for test pilot school, the test pilot program, and fortunately got selected for that. So I didn't do a full tour even though I'd done 2 deployments, I still didn't do a full JO tour. I left, I guess that was 92 by this point, January of 92, and went to Patuxent River, went through test pilot school. And then I went from there across the base to Strike. It has a number now. I don't know what that is, but it was called Strike when I was there. And I flew A7s and did all the initial tests on the T-45 jet trainer. Took the ship for the first time, first time to tow a banner, stuff like that, do some ACM, and do the guns pattern that they do in the training command. They did. They don't do it anymore, I don't think, with the T-45. Anyway, did all that. The thing about flying, a monkey could fly the F-18. It's user-friendly, and it's fly-by-wire. It's electrodes in the stick that send signals to a 12th order differential equation computer that sends out signals to the the different surfaces to move. But employing it as a weapons platform and employing the weapons platform in your airplane while you're leading an entire strike group off the carrier, which I got to do. I got qualified as a lieutenant, as a strike lead as a lieutenant, because I was a senior JO, and so that didn't happen a lot. And it was, again, the challenge of that and doing it well. I remember being in Fallon, leading the strike when I was a lieutenant, and seeing F5s in the dirt. I did a split S down, shot both F5s, pulled back up, full afterburner, and will still put my bombs on target, on time. And one of the F-14s, the F-14s were just starting to drop bombs at the time. And one of the F-14s were trying to claim my bombs as his bombs. And I'm like, dude, that wasn't your bomb. I saw your bomb hit about 5 miles off the target. It was just the smoke. It's not a real bomb. It's just, just blow up smoke and you can see it. And I said, don't be trying to take my bomb. That wasn't your bomb. I saw your bomb way after. They were learning. There's a learning curve and fixing the system and honing the system in. And they were just at the beginning of that. So dropping 5 miles off target is not good, but you can't put all the blame on the individual in the cockpit because, like I said, there's a lot of integration stuff that was taking place at that time. So anyway, he shouldn't have tried to say his bombs are mine. And came time for me to go back to the fleet, and I wanted to go back to the fleet, and I went to VFA 83 after a short stint in the RAG to do some, weapons and air-to-air ACM type training.